Morad Watson enters the portal, and that means Syracuse football has been blown up.
You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Locked On Syracuse. I'm Jackson Holzer, and thank you for making us your first listen of every single day here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And on today's mini podcast, we are reacting to true freshman All-American Morad Watson deciding yesterday to enter the transfer portal. Now, full disclosure, I was not available to record on Friday when this happened. I was in Long Island with some family members. I am now back. And thankfully I am, because had I been recording right after the news broke, I might have said something on that podcast I would have regretted saying. That being said, this is a big loss for Syracuse football. I already mentioned Morad Watson, true freshman, All-American last season for the Orange. He started 11 games for Syracuse football, and in those 11 games, he had 31 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. Prior to the bowl game, Morad Watson had a Pro Football Focus run defense grade of, get this, 82.6. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does that mean? Well, Pro Football Focus grades players on a scale of 0 to 100, 0 being the worst, 100 being the best. And a grade of 80 or more is considered to be really strong. So 82.6, yeah, that's good. And that was second best among all true freshman defensive linemen last year. With that being said, what does this mean for Syracuse football? Now, I'm not going to sit here on this podcast and proclaim, yep, that's it. They're going 3-9. They're going 4-8. Next year's going to be a terrible year. It's not what I'm going to do. But this team next year is going to be unrecognizable from a year ago. And that's not necessarily a good thing, considering the team in 2024 went 10-3. At least with Syracuse basketball, yeah, that team is basically all brand new, but they only won 13 regular season games, so that's probably a good thing. With Syracuse football, they were good last year. And now a lot of the main contributors from last year are gone. I wrote down a list. I was literally on a train just writing down a list of some of the players that are gone for Syracuse football, just for some context here. Kyle McCord's gone. Oronde Gadsden gone. LaQuint Allen, Jackson Meeks, Trebor Pena, Savion Washington, Clarence Lewis, Fidel Diggs, Justin Barron, Marlo Wax, and now Morad Watson. You can make an argument that those 11 players that I just listed were the 11 best players on Syracuse football a year ago. And I'm leaving out other players. Like, I know I'm leaving out Marcellus Barnes. I know I'm leaving out John Ray Reed. I'm sure in the comment section right now, you can probably figure out another player or two that I'm missing, because I just wrote a list off the top of my head. So, is Syracuse football screwed? What do you think? Comment in the comment section below. I'm not going to complain about the system, because sometimes it's going to break your way. I mean, we saw it last year. They got Fidel Diggs from Texas A&M. They got Kyle McCord from Ohio State. And sometimes it's not going to break your way. And it has not broken our way so far this offseason. Obviously, with some of the players like McCord and Allen and, them going to the NFL is one thing. You got Trebor Pena entering the portal, and Barnes entering the portal, and Morad Watson entering the portal. Sometimes it's not going to go your way. And they also brought in Ricky Collins from LSU, the quarterback. Maybe Ricky Collins is amazing. We'll talk about that in the next segment. And if he's amazing, guess what? Are we really going to complain about the system then? So I'm not going to complain about the system. It's just unfortunate that so far this offseason, it has not worked out. Where do we go from here? That is the question that we are hopefully going to try to answer in the next segment. So that's coming up next on Locked On Syracuse. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices, no console required. Just grab your pair controller, subscribe or sign into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to play. Dive into hundreds of premium titles from EA Sports College Football 25 to Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Avowed as easily as you stream your favorite shows. It's gaming made simple, and it's all on your Fire TV. With Wi-Fi 6-6E and auto low latency mode advanced technology, Fire TV Stick 4K delivers smoother, more responsive gameplay with lightning fast speeds you need to stay competitive. With 4K streaming, watch more than 1.5 million movies and TV episodes from your favorite subscribe services. Head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd Gen. The NBA playoffs are here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. I love how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking my favorite team or diving into some player props. And plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. Don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. What's next for Syracuse football? This offseason, I'm not going to lie to you all, they have taken a beating in the transfer portal. Combined with the fact they're losing a lot of veterans, either to graduating or to the NFL. So what's next for Syracuse football? What do they need to do to maintain the momentum they built last season and Fran Brown's first year as a head coach? I want to hear from you in the comments section below. What would you do for Syracuse football? Go all in on young guys? Bring in some transfers? What type of transfers? What positions are you looking for? I want to hear from you, all right? What I will say is that Fran Brown and this staff, they are going to have to hit big in the portal now. They are just going to have to do it, and there will be a full podcast actually coming up pretty soon. The full podcast, full disclosure, was recorded before Morad Watson entered the transfer portal. Sorry, it was, but that's how fast the portal can move sometimes. And in that podcast, we talk about the team needs, and we also talk about some of the targets that Syracuse at that moment, it was around Friday at 3:00, who they were going after. So I don't want to spoil that too much, but the bottom line is that they are going to have to hit big in the portal. They need some proven talent as well in the portal, because keep in mind the schedule. I know we don't really want to look at it. I understand, because I don't like looking at it either, to be honest with you, but it's there. Can't hide forever. Tennessee week 1. I know that Nico Imaliava will not be there. I get it. Still, Tennessee week 1. You're going to Notre Dame. You're going to Clemson. You're going to SMU. You're going to Miami. You are going to Georgia Tech. I understand. I like young guys too. I want to see them play. But if you want to have a chance really to win some of these games, you need some more proven talent on this roster. That's just my opinion. If you feel differently, comment. I want to hear from you in the comment section below. Quarterback. Speaking of hitting big, they better be right. They better be right with their quarterback selection. You'll hear it in the full podcast coming up. They are likely going to bring one in. I mean, Fran Brown has all but confirmed it. Whether it's someone that's going to be a backup caliber quarterback or actually someone that can compete with Ricky Collins for the starting job really does not matter. They just have to make sure they get it right. Because if they get the quarterback right, at the very least, they will be exciting to watch. Maybe they don't win a lot, but they'll be exciting to watch. Now, you might be sitting here saying, Jackson, that's lunacy. That's stupid. Well, I understand, but if you're going to have a bad season, at least have a good quarterback. Is that fair? I'm not saying that they're going to have a bad season, but you better get it right, because if you don't have a good quarterback, I can assure you they are not going to win a lot of games next year. So I hope they're right on Ricky Collins, or if they're bringing someone else in, which looks like they will, I hope they're right on him too. Whoever's the starting quarterback next year, probably Collins, they got to be right. With that being said, I've teased it a lot here on this mini podcast. There will be a full podcast coming up pretty soon. It'll be about Syracuse's transfer portal needs as well as their targets. It was recorded before the Morad Watson news, so keep that in mind. It was also recorded before the announcement that a wide receiver from Florida State, a former 5-star, I believe his name is Hakeem Williams, he is visiting campus pretty soon. I think it's going to be next week. I apologize once again for my tardiness. I was with family on Friday afternoon into the evening, and so that's why these are coming out a little bit later than they should, and why if there's a player that I'm missing, it's probably because it happened in that 12-hour time frame when I recorded and then all of a sudden it was gone. But there will be a full podcast coming out very soon. Thank you for making Locked On Syracuse your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the Locked On NFL Draft Podcast with Damian Parson and Keith Sanchez. As your favorite collegiate players get ready for the next level, get the latest draft rankings, rumors, and news every day. Find Locked On NFL Draft on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Folks, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like this podcast, be sure to hit that like button. If you really enjoy the podcast, be sure to hit subscribe. Tell all your friends, and I will see you all again soon.